else showed up?
Larry and Jessica was there.
That's it. We didn't need you to have a good time.
It was just as well that you weren't there because you don't really pay attention and you had to.
I know. That's not why you invite me.
And the game went to like midnight, and if another person would have been there, it would have been too long. So.
Right.
So next time you don't want me there, just say, Brian,
you're too much.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know, Larry was the one hosting the game, so he had to explain the rules from the manual the entire time.
So you guys played the thing?
No, we played Marvel's Munchkin. Marvel version of Munchkin.
Whatever that means.
Just the Munchkin rules
all my
with Marvel
pictures on
characters.
Facebook disappeared. That's crazy.
Huh?
I've got like a couple photo albums on Facebook, and all the rest disappeared.
That's because they don't like you.
Oh, dude, it's all my wasteland shit.
Like you're done. I see Lori's sister's on Facebook commenting.
Yeah, that's just digging on mine too.
It's interesting. She's sober for a minute. I know how to use the computer. All right, let's start. January 14th, 2018. You're listening to What's Happening in Cleveland with your host, Kevin Baird.
A little bit quieter, Brian.
Yeah. And Don Anderson. She's got louder.
Yeah, you're really loud about it.
I don't know what to tell you.
I'm sorry, you fuck.
You're loud.
I don't know. I'll look at the... Maybe it's the Google... You know, sometimes that Google thing, it like automatically like raises the volume.
Yeah, because they do an update, and they're like, I got an idea. While we do an update, let's make a program to go along with our update that just throws all their fucking stuff into havoc. Because they got nothing else to do.
It's like it jacks up the volume.
I switched my headphones around. Kevin was coming out of my speakers. He was like, oh my god. Can't have that. Crazy.
Yeah. Jacking it up.
Check.
Oh, there you go.
Check. Yeah, but that's no good.
I can't hear you at all.
There's no output from that.
Well, no, I can hear you, but I couldn't hear them.
Nope. Hello.
Hello?
So you guys are way louder than me, though. I gotta turn this up.
It's gonna be our conversation when we get over.
But I can't hear you. Speak up.
Nothing. It's really.
Whatever. Go ahead. Don't worry about it.
I'll talk really quiet.
It's only me anyway. It was just because you started. Because it's like you were talking normal, and then like before we started, and then as we started, you was like, "It's Sunday."
Well, you know, I gotta yell. I gotta get everybody hyped up and excited for the show.
We're old, man. It's just done.
Yeah.
You can also you can turn down the volume yourself on your end.
Yeah, but then we turn you down, and we don't want to do that.
Right, and then I can't hear you at all.
But if I'm yelling, I can't win.
Go.
I can't
Just
win.
go.
There's no winning.
Just do it. You
Well, Brian, you can go first. How was your week?
Cold. The fun ended halfway through the week where it went from 50 degrees. Although, actually, the beginning of the week it was freezing rain, and then it went up to about 50, and now it's about, 5? Mother Nature hates us. I don't blame it. I don't blame it. It should hate us. Most of my work week was, the usual routine bullshit. And then I was going to go to my brother's house for board game night. And, of course, we got all the snow, rain, ice, and my house became an igloo. And I'm like, look, man, not for nothing, but no. Anything that has to do with me going from point A to point B, even sober, if there's a chance that I could get into some kind of a wreck, I'm like, no. I just don't want the fucking problems with my license and shit. So, I know it sounds weak, but I don't care. Let me see. I played more of that Paranormal Activity VR today, which, as usual, I had to stop after all because I was getting sick. It's really fucking, it's so embarrassing. It's so goddamn, it's all swimmy because it's VR. But honestly, God, there was quite a few points in that game where I literally thought I was going to shit my pants because there's just stuff that just jumps out at you really fast. Something gets really loud. You know, it's quiet. You hear little kids giggling in the back, and all of a sudden, wow. Like, let's see what else is new. I saw the more recent Godzilla movie called Shin Godzilla, which is it's always so funny because it's always every Godzilla movie. It seems like unless it's part of an actual series, we're like, oh yeah, that's Godzilla. It's like now the new one's like, what is that? We've never seen that before. It's like, you know what the fuck it is? It's Godzilla. Stop pretending you don't know what the fuck it is. It's attacked your island a zillion fucking times.
Oh, Godzilla.
Yeah. So let me see what else. I saw that other movie I posted on Facebook. I don't know, what's it called? They Come at Night. It Comes at Night. I think it's called It Comes at Night.
Nothing comes at night, but that's what it's called.
That's the funny thing, yeah. It really doesn't. It's the nightmares, which I thought I was impressed with the nightmares, man. I was like, God damn, I think they covered that pretty well, all things considered.
Oh, I like the movie, but nothing comes at night.
Yeah, that was the only thing that I couldn't quite get my head around. I'm like, all right, that's you know, it's definitely got the fear thing going on. And then I watched this other TV show, which is out on Netflix, called The End of the Fucking World, which I also posted a little review about it on Facebook, which there's like a Netflix series, which starts off kind of like, okay, I'm curious, I'm going to see where it's going. And it really just seems like it just turns into like some dude who's in high school who's pissed off at everybody and just wants, like, you know, like daydream some shit. You know, and it just can't be satisfied with like drawing little stick figures in the notebooks. And it's just ridiculous. I thought the whole thing was preposterous. At the end of it, I just couldn't keep up with it anymore.
This is dumb.
It was just like some guy and his girl. The boy thinks he's a serial killer, and the girl is basically trying to be a nihilist. Well, they're both trying to be nihilists, but they're not really good at it because I don't think anybody ever explained to them what that entails. Because if you care about anything at all, you're not a fucking nihilist. At least not a pure one. And you know, they hate their parents, even though like the girl's mom, I got that because she seemed kind of, you know, flighty, like not all there. But the one guy's dad, I thought, like, look, the guy looks like he's just trying to do the best he can. He's like a, you know, the worst thing is like he told bad jokes, so you want to beat him up. I'm like, Christ, the kid deserves to fucking go to a camp somewhere. Of course, I'm comparing my childhood, you know, where, you know, things were handled very differently, but
smack.
Yeah. You know, it's very different. But yeah, I watched that a little bit, and I mean, I went through the whole series, and by the time I got to the end of it, I really didn't care anymore. I thought, oh my god, they're so fucking boring. And let's see, what else? I think I did mention the fact that I saw the more recent Blade Runner. I think I mentioned that last time, which I liked it. I didn't think it was bad at all. But everybody mentioned about it. There's sorts of people that would have bitched about anything anyway. And other than that, no riots. I actually unfriended 2 famous people on Facebook. I don't think they know.
Famous isn't celebrities or
yeah,
people we know?
I should say I unfollow them. I went to unfriend them. They're like, Brian, how are you? No. Because I got rid of them. I'm just like, when you start posting shit that you obviously copied up of, you know, either MTV or BuzzFeed's fucking psychiatry or psychology and how they look at the universe, like, you know, like white guys are evil. As soon as they start seeing like that, or politics or anything like that, I'm just done. Like, I don't come to your page for politics or how you feel about, you know, the stuff that people are posting is supposed to be trendy. I don't care about that. And the moment you start coming out that that's all you're going to be posting, I'm done. I come to you for entertainment. I know you have the right to your opinion, but I also have the right to mine. So I just unfollow their asses or unfollow them. Like, they're just not there anymore. Christ.
Yeah, I just hide people that are just, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not so much me saying I don't agree with them being able to have an opinion that, you know, I disagree with. It's like if I'm, you know, if it's in my face, and that just seems like, after all, I'm like, well, who's running your page? You know, I was like, nobody. I mean, are you just trying to be relevant? I mean, for fuck's sake. So I just unfriended them.
I mean, I can't follow Oz because all he does is put up like 15 celebrities every day and says happy birthday to them. And it's just like, if you don't check your Facebook after, like, you know, a couple days, Then all it is Oz postings of birthdays, and it's like I can't handle it. I gotta just hide his page, and then just I check it out every so often to see if there's anything going on with him, which there isn't. It's just birthdays, so I just let that go.
Well, sometimes I find it interesting to see, because they'll post somebody and they'll show their before pictures, and then somebody will go on there and post something a little bit more recent, like.
Yeah, no, I mean, I go to his page and check stuff out, but I can't handle the daily update, the daily birthday update. It's like being friends with Bailey. I'm friends with Bailey, but I don't follow him.
Yeah, I go every so often. I look at his page, and see if there's anything new, and I'll go dribble through his insanity a little bit, and I'm like, okay, and then I go back, and every so often he'll post something on mine, like I saw your page. I'm kind of like, how do you see me?
How do you see that?
That was like when Tony posted. She got one of those things because I got it from her and I got it from this other guy. About like a message came through like, "Is this you?" And I'm like, I post her page. I'm like, "Is it really bad if I look at your post and I ask myself, what the fuck does she want?" She's like, lies. I'm like, you don't talk to me. You don't contact me. We'll hang out together, yeah, but. We're not texters. We don't text each other. I got a lot of friends like that. I just don't talk to them except when I see them, and then it's all good. And then away from that, it's like there's only a handful of people that'll text me because, I don't think we can really actually handle each other like just as text people. You can't have a conversation with them. They'll be completely misunderstood. So that's about it, man. I just watched some iffy movies, played some crazy video game work that gave me, like I need Dramamine, which was still good, but it's still like, it's bad enough that the game is freaked out, and that you're trying to move around and shit. And for some reason, like the little paddle controllers didn't work, so I had to use the regular console gamepad and controller or whatever, and for PS4, and that was really weird. I'm like, all right, where's the rest of the,
Yeah.
Why is this thing working?
Okay. Darren, how was your week?
I told you yesterday. I don't need to tell you again.
Oh, my God.
Your reputation is bullshit.
It was a typical week for me. Only thing different this week than last week or whatever is I've been watching my brother's house. They were on vacation there in Florida. So he's got his 2 dogs, and I just threw that on top of everything else I've been doing with work and Sophie.
Dogs on top of the house?
My parents. And wait, what? No. It's bad enough I can barely hear you as it is. You're going to mumble. Make sure it's worth repeating.
Sorry, sir.
It's okay. You know how I feel about comedy. Anyways. So I got so I've been keeping busy with watching dogs and taking care of the kid. And my parents, all that fun stuff. So, lucky me, happy horse shit. What was the? There was something I was going to bring up, and I can't remember what it was. What was I going to bring up, Kevin?
The dogs.
No, I talked about the
house.
Oh, I finally watched Superman versus Batman last night.
Why?
Exactly. Now I want to know why I did it. I didn't finish it. I shouldn't say I watched it. I didn't get to finish it because I fell asleep halfway through. And then when I woke up, I just said, you know what? I'm not that worried about it. So I don't think I'll be watching that one again. But yeah. So other than that, I got I don't have anything exciting to say that I can think of, only because.
You did get to try the VR. You can talk about that for a second.
Well, I could tell you about me playing the VR yesterday, but
you couldn't tell us about you played the VR yesterday.
It was probably, but that's the thing is, it was probably funnier watching me play the VR than it was for me to actually play the VR, because
you freaking out.
I was not having it. I was not having it at all. I was just like, nah, because it's like. I mean, I heard Kevin saying, like because you put the thing on and you get all submerged in it. And I could hear Kevin and, don't worry, nothing's going to jump out at you. Just go. You got some time. You got a minute or whatever to walk around or whatever. And it didn't matter. Like my childhood paranoia from all my childhood nightmares and stuff started coming to mind. And it was like, okay, I get that. Nothing's I trust you. Nothing's gonna jump out at me. But I'm still walking into a dark room with a flashlight. You know? So it's like I was actually like peeking around corners and I was ducking down. And then I got into the minecart thing, and that kind of threw my stomach off for a second. And as it was moving, I could kind of handle that. It looked like it was going to run into another cart, so I went to like step back to brace myself, like I was going to hit it. But when I went to go brace myself, I didn't hit it, but it did stop or something like that. And it was just kind of like I threw myself off, and I kind of like, because there was no centrifugal force going. So it was kind of like I was trying to brace myself for nothing, but there was something in my mind, and it threw me all off. And then the spider webs came out with all this. I mean, the bats were flying down and flying at me. I was like, no, screaming like a little girl. I was like, no, don't let them touch me. You know, they're all like, they're fake, they're not real. I was like, I don't care. And then there was that creepy dude walking around, and I was just like, no, why am I don't want to go this way. I want to turn around. I want to go towards the exit. They're like, no, you got to go forward. And I go, yeah, but if this was real life, I would have seen the dude walking out of the corner, going around the corner, and I would have been like, you know what? I'm out. Like, I don't want to deal with this guy. I want to go. So we continued doing it. And then as I'm riding in the minecart thing, that's when all the spider webs came out. And there were spiders dropping down from the ceiling, and I don't know if anybody knows this or not, but spiders are not my thing in real life.
Very few people can actually claim to say that spiders are. They go around. Oh, there's a spider. Oh, look, let me play with it.
Right. I mean, I know it's a game, and it can't really touch me, and I'm not really touching a spider web, and I'm not really. It's all fake. It's like that's not what's going on outside in the real world. It's just like this is a video game. But it was. I was just so into it that it was like, nope. And I just ducked down. I was hiding in the minecart, like couldn't see, just putting the gun up over the top and shooting whatever. I just didn't care. I was just shooting whatever I could. And then that's when I stood up and I was like, you know what? I think I've had enough. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I was all shaking and stuff. I was like, no, it's too much, man. Because I was running around. I was like jumping up and down and trying to duck and shoot over the railing.
Don did do the most awesome thing, because it was like this haunted mine ride thing, and he totally ducked down into the cart, and he was firing his gun over the cart, like sideways. And it looked, because you can see it on the screen, it looked totally cool. Like it was totally, his arm was up firing over the thing while the bats were flying over. I was like, things you would never do in a normal video game, you know. It was pretty cool. Yeah, Larry tried it too, and Larry held it together pretty good, but he did totally, like when the floor gave way, he totally like caught himself,
right,
falling. There's that moment, you know.
And yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. Let's see. So we had game night. Larry, me, Don, Jessica, and we played Munchkin Marvel Universe. It was pretty fun. Had too much pizza though, and then and that was yesterday. And then what did I do? Tuesday, I went to Susie's place for a taco thing that she put together. And mostly I just sat there and talked to Larry. I had to move a water heater to the garage, which was not with Larry, with this other guy. And just hung out, and people were drinking on a Tuesday, which is weird. I don't know. I have to work in the morning, so I mean, you know, I had like 5 beers, but I'm not like these people are doing like shots of some weird Croatian wine and margaritas and everything, and I'm just like, people work on Tuesday? And they're like, oh yeah, we work on Tuesday.
How young were they though?
Well, they're like 30.
You still got another 10 years before you gotta worry about it.
Right, yeah, I guess, but still, I mean, you gotta work in the mornings. I mean, they work for a bank, so you gotta think, I think. Honestly, I don't know what any of them
Really,
do.
how hard can that be, though?
I just don't know what they do, dude. I don't.
I work in a bank, but I don't know if I should drink like this. Dude, it's okay.
It's like weird.
I
like,
doubt it matters.
Like, I think they're just like, because it's a bank, and I think they do like weird policy stuff. Like one person is in charge of like, group excellence or something. One of those things. Like just real like, not really a thing. Like something somebody made up that you have to then attend to that. Like, did you send the customer the group excellence mail or did you follow? Well, I'm just saying it's like it's not one of the, it's just something made up that somebody makes up, customer satisfaction. Yeah, but it's like a whole division because it's a huge bank and so then there's like people in charge of that and you're just like, okay, I don't know. My job I just do work. We have a programming department. We don't have like a department for like, customer guidance or anything like that. But I guess if you're just a huge fucking company, you've got all kinds of bases covered, So I guess they do that. But I don't know. Larry's slowly explained some of this stuff to me. It sounds horrible. It sounds like something I would like. It would be for somebody like him that has OCD. It would not be for somebody like me. Because it's all very, you have to get your wording right when you talk to people, I guess. You have to say things according to what they tell you have to say. Just use this script and they'll change words around and things. And it's like, can't do that.
Doesn't sound like much fun.
No, it's not to me. I don't know. Maybe not to them, but I guess it pays well, so let's do it for that reason. Did I do anything else this week? Not really. I mean, Cleveland's got this thing where, Brian kind of pointed it out on Facebook at one point, that people are losing their minds over snow in January, which doesn't make any sense, because we get this all the time. It's not new, and like schools are just letting kids out now because the wind's blowing hard, and I'm not.
For me, it was more like the Weather Channel. Because they always just act like, oh my God, it's snow. And then you look at like some other like small town weather, like it's it's winter, it's gonna snow. They don't make a big fucking deal out of it.
Well, this isn't directed at you, Brian, but there's like people on Facebook and they're talking about this ice that's gonna form. Like, oh, there's ice that's gonna form, and it's gonna be like a quarter inch. It started off at like a tenth of an inch, and they're like an eighth of an inch, and they're like it's a quarter inch of ice that's gonna form everywhere on the ground. And people are like, everybody just be careful. And I'm just like, that's salt. We've had salt in this town every January. It's gonna melt, man. What's everybody worried about? I drove home in the shit. It wasn't bad at all. There's plow trucks out. I can understand because there's some cities like Cleveland proper where they're just like, we're not going to plow that street because we don't give a fuck about those people on that street. Yeah. And so those people are kind of fucked. But, it was fine. I was driving through the metro parks like, I've seen it way worse. And I was like, this is not that bad. Now, that being said, it is dumb cold, though. It's been way dumb cold all January, and it's not normal. We had like one day just recently, it was like 45, which was weird. And now it's just like 14 again. It's like
60.
It's like, what? Yeah. Right. It was like those.
It's supposed to be cold this time of year. That's just it.
Yeah, but this isn't like average. We are way below average this whole month. Like, we're not supposed to be this cold. Like, once in a while you get a day or two, but we've had like weeks of just like Arctic cold, So it's
February to March type of cold.
It's just like I think we're basically becoming the Arctic Circle. I think the magnetic fields have moved over to Cleveland, and they're like, "Oh fuck this town! We're just gonna freeze it.
We're way overdue for it.
We're freezing this shit here."
We're taking this time.
It's just like, brr. I don't know, but I think everybody's gonna be like complaining very soon about their gas bills. That's going to be the next thing on Facebook. I can't believe my gas bill's $400.
How did it go up like this?
I can't survive on this, man. Dying. It's terrible. It is expensive.
I tried to get people here to turn on the fucking heat. Actually, flipping it. It's like 72. I'm like,
It'd be expensive.
72, huh?
Your house is sweating outside.
I'm sweating. Never mind the house. It's also rotten.
Keep mine at 68. It's a little bit cold, but I have space heaters because I just feel like that's a better use of the You know, put the space heater on when I'm cold, and then have the house cooler all around because, I don't know. I have a big house. I'm one person. I don't need to, because, you know, you've got multiple people, so it's different. I don't need to be in every room, like keeping every room like hot or something. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
All right, let's play our drinking game. So if you've never played before, basically we're going to read off the Metro news from the Cleveland area, from Cleveland.com. And if it is a story about something that involves a shooting, you have to drink. If it happened on the east side of Cleveland, you have to drink. And if Sergeant Jennifer Cha-Cha is the one that announced the bad news, you have to drink. And sometimes there's a hat trick where we get all three, and if that happens, you have to drink the whole bottle. Unless it's a 2-liter of California Cooler. You not. Well, you could. Depends on your level of drinking skill. Fairview Park, Ohio. On January 2nd, an officer noticed a man staggering towards Lorraine Road. His coat was frozen and snow-covered. It's kind of weird to wear a frozen coat.
Mm-hmm.
The man was intoxicated, showing signs of confusion, impaired speech, and lack of balance, along with the strong odor of an alcoholic beverage. Who was outside in this weather sniffing someone? Come on. The only information he was able to provide was a street and his wife's name. What street do you live on? Bennett. What's your wife's name? Susan. That's all you got? All right, you're under arrest. Well, that's all you asked me. You're drunk. The officer was able to find his address and return the 41-year-old to the house, giving him a citation for disorderly conduct intoxication. The wife said, you know, the guy wasn't driving, he was walking. Let the drunk guy, he wasn't doing anything. So he wanted to do was drunk.
He had to get out of his car and freeze his cold.
Yeah, but I mean, he wasn't doing anything. Why can't you just walk home drunk? I mean, I can understand if you're walking home drunk and you're singing all loud and shit like, you know. Okay, but if you're just drunk and you're kind of wobbling back and forth and stuff, why do you gotta give the guy a ticket? Just let him walk. He's not driving. The wife said her husband had taken their dogs out for a walk, and the dogs were still outside. Officers checked the area and found the two dogs 4 blocks from the home with their leash caught on a bush and a human-sized imprint in the snow where it appears the husband had fallen. That's kind of fun. Just like, fuck those dogs, I'm leaving. Make me fall down in the snow.
Where are you going? Are you going to the store?
You know, this is really his wife's fault, though, right? He's at home drinking. He's probably, you know, trashed after watching football. His wife's like, you gotta go walk the dog.
Harsh the mellow.
He's like, I'm really fucked up. You walk the dog. You walk it off. So he goes out, walks the dog, and gets a ticket.
Well, and then he lost the dog, didn't he?
Yeah.
Or did he have the dog with him?
Where's the dog? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, he was drunk. His wife sent him out there. It's her fault. Cleveland, Ohio. An off-duty police officer shot and killed a man last Saturday, at the Corner Alley bowling alley in Cleveland's University Circle neighborhood.
Oh, that's a good place.
According to Commander James McPike, who oversees the Department Homicide Unit. Oh, Commander Pike. The shooting happened about 11 p.m. Saturday at the bowling alley.
Draw your gun.
You imagine being on the bowling alley and a cop's come in and shoot somebody? It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, kind of.
On Euclid and Ford Drive, according to 3 police sources, a fight broke out inside the bar, and the off-duty police officer, who was working part-time security at the business, escorted several men outside after they were kicked out, according to police. One of the men, a 21-year-old idiot, came back to the bowling alley and attacked the officer several feet from the front door, police said. Police said the officer fired shots at the man. A witness said he heard 2 gunshots. The man was taken to University Hospitals where he died, according to police. The officer also suffered injuries and was taken to a hospital for treatment. Cleveland Police spokeswoman Sergeant Jennifer Cha-Cha said, "Woo!
Cha-cha.
Drink
that just
and
like something you could go to that guy on. Like, you're not going to do it.
That's a hat trick." Cleveland University Circle and Case Western police officers surrounded the area following the shooting. All right, get your bowling balls. Put them on the ground. Crime scene investigators marked evidence including at least one bullet casing and a pool of blood just steps outside the front door of the popular night spot. Yeah, it's league night and... Oh. A video taken by a witness and reviewed by Cleveland.com showed what appears to be an officer surrounded by several bar employees trying to give emergency medical treatment to the man. Officers and detectives are inside the bowling alley interviewing witnesses. Several other witnesses were ordered to remain at the scene until they could be interviewed. Well, that's weird. But, you know, the lesson here is, if you get escorted away from a cop, don't come back in and try and fight the cop.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Just don't try to fight cops in general.
Right.
They're really good at it.
Pretty much don't try and get into a fight.
I mean, it's like they get, if you're a cop, you know you're going to be in a fight every day.
You're not going to be
you just have to kind of assume you're going to be in a brawl every fucking day.
Yeah, but
who in the right mind goes and tries to fight a guy like that, you know?
Guy's got a gun. Had enough bullshit at that point. He's like, all right, now I'm shooting. So we had a riot at the juvenile detention center. Yeah, Monday. But I don't have an article from that. Cleveland.com, where I get these articles from, doesn't let you look back too far. So I can't go all the way back to Monday to read the article about that. So this is the only one that is recent. It says, Cleveland, Ohio. Some of the 12 inmates who caused an estimated $200,000 damage to the Cuyahoga County Juvenile Detention Center on Monday during a riot shattered security glass and threatened to stab deputies with the shards, according to recordings of radio traffic between the deputies. Recordings also show that only 2 deputies were inside that area of the jail as the rioting inmates for at least an hour, and that the inmates threw cleaning products on the floor in order to make it slippery for a responding SWAT team to go inside the housing pod.
All right.
It's like a Keystone Cops skit right there. Cuyahoga County Sheriff's SWAT team eventually calmed the situation after about 3 hours, including negotiating with the inmates. Sheriff's incident reporter. Yeah. Rod, go talk to him. All right, this is what we want. We're, really unhappy that we get ramen noodles on Wednesday, and it's the chicken, and we don't all like the chicken flavor. Some of us like beef, but we don't get a selection. We don't get to choose. The water's not quite hot enough, so the noodles aren't cooked all the way. I don't know. I mean, you know what I'm saying. What are they rioting about? An inmate and a deputy suffered minor cuts during the incident, and no one else was hurt, officials said. Officials have not said at what point they were injured. No formal charges have been filed against the 12, who all remain housed but separated at the detention center. They are all between 14 and 16 years old. The recordings say the inmates used chairs to smash security glass, damage cell doors, sprinklers, parts of the ceiling, showers, toilets, light fixtures, television, and windows. Sounds like they just wanted to get remodeling. They just knock all this shit around and get all new stuff in here. 2 of the inmates were in jail on charges that accused them of firing gunshots at a rival group on November 24th. Stray bullets struck and killed 12-year-old Abdel Bashidi. It's an optional drink, who was helping his father out at his nearby beauty supply store on East 116th Street. Oh, I remember that story.
Yeah, I remember reading about this. Yeah, crazy.
Cleveland, Ohio. Amish Bishop Sam Mullet is asking the Cleveland federal judge who sent him to prison to overturn his convictions for orchestrating a series of beard and hair cutting attacks on his enemies. Mullet argues in a motion filed Friday that his former attorney, assistant federal public defender Ed Bryan, made a series of errors while representing him at his 2012 trial, and through 2 appeals. Had Bryan not committed the errors, Mullet's trial may have ended differently, the motion says. Bryan, who has worked as a federal defense attorney since 1997, admitted to these errors in an affidavit included in the motion. This includes not arguing on Mullet's second appeal that federal prosecutors were out of line in noting Mullet's alleged sexual misconduct to the jury. Although we diligently represented Mr. Mullet at trial and on appeal, we do not represent Mr. Mullet error-free, Bryan wrote in his affidavit. Nice. Mullet is now represented by former federal prosecutor Richard Blake. He is asking U.S. District Judge Dan Polster in Cleveland to overturn his convictions. A high bar to clear legally since Mullet has already lost an appeal. What does it matter, though? You're Amish. You're out of jail. You have a record. Who cares? Like, who cares if you have a record? What, you're going to get a job somewhere? They're going to look that up? You're Amish. Can't buy a plow or something? I don't understand.
Right.
Maybe it's just the dignity thing.
The elders look down upon you.
It's your legal record. It's going to be some ropes. And to go to the holy computer and check out your court docket information, Jebediah.
Jebediah, what is this? Malachi.
Where's
Malachi? Is he in the cornfield again?
Fire, drums. There's no electricity.
Fire, drums. Mullet also asked to leave prison pending the outcome of his discharge. Oh, he's still in prison. Okay, well, it makes sense. Take it all back. He's actually still in prison. Cutting beards and hair. Welcome to America. U.S. Attorney Office spokesman Mike Tobin declined to comment. Mullet is the leader of a breakaway sect of an Amish community made up of 18 families.
They call it Megadeth.
In the village of Burkholz, located about 100 miles southeast of Cleveland. They were convicted of several crimes in September 2012 for carrying out 5 nighttime raids in 2011.
What?
Members of the community rousted 5 victims out of bed and chopped off their beards and hair with horse mane shears and battery-powered clippers. Hey! Battery-powered clippers?
Well, that's not electricity.
What do you mean it's not electricity? It's battery-powered.
It's a battery. You don't plug it in.
The attackers documented the attacks with a disposable camera. Amish, my ass. Men's beards and women's hair have spiritual significance to the Amish. Prosecutors brought hate crime and obstruction charges against 16 members of the Amish community. They said the attacks were carried out at the behest of Mullet against the bishop's enemies.
So was the Mullet hair cutter.
Witnesses portrayed him as a fire and brimstone preacher who imposed strict and often bizarre discipline on his flock.
Take off your pants.
So saith the flock. So saith the shepherd. What?
Brook Park, Ohio. A Brook Park man, 27, was arrested December 26 after he used a BB gun to rob Subway on 15007 Snow. That happened at about 9:45 p.m. The man, wearing a mask attached to his sweatshirt, walked into Subway, pulled out a BB gun, and pointed the gun at restaurant workers. You're like, I'm not opening the register. Ow! No, I'm not doing it. Ow!
I'm gonna double pump this.
Yeah, you're sitting there going,
like, ooh, ow, ooh. He raced behind the counter and demanded money.
give me the money.
The workers handed him cash, but police wouldn't say how much. No one was hurt. $5. It was 1 foot long. The man ran outside. Subway workers and a witness immediately called police, who were nearby. Officers arrested the man as he was climbing. Boy, the cops were really close, because it says officers arrested the man as he was climbing into a Toyota Camry outside the restaurant. They were just like, you feel like getting Subway? Yeah, let's go get some. Hey, what's going on there? Go get that. By that time, the man had thrown the BB gun onto the ground. Police spotted the gun near a wall. Officers found hypodermic needles, a bottle containing an unknown liquid, a metal spoon, and lighter in the man's possession.
Oh, it's legal.
It's like, I used the spoon to make cocoa.
I was eating breakfast this morning.
Well, what's the needle for then? Well, you know.
I don't have to tell you. Tell us. No.
I got diabetes.
See, I've got holes in me. He does. Let's let him go.
Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland man punched his 73-year-old landlady in the face and tried to stab her because she refused to give him $10, according to police.
$10. Give it.
Ricky Arnold, 58, is charged with aggravated robbery and felonious assault. He is being held in the Cuyahoga County Jail on $100,000 bond. Guy can't even get $10, and you give him a $100,000 bond. He's not getting that anytime soon.
Wait, I mean, did you think he was going to? You could have made it $50. You would never got out of there.
What's the point?
Irony.
What's the point of bail? You can't even get in. The incident happened about 7 p.m. January 5th in the 2200 block of West 33rd Street near Hancock Road in the city's Ohio City neighborhood. Arnold has lived in the apartment sporadically for about 6 months, the woman told police. What? Was he come and go? It was just like, can I have the apartment for like now, and then I won't have it later? Okay. Arnold came home, asked the woman for $10, and got mad when she refused. Sounds like it.
No.
He walked up to her and punched her in the face, breaking her glasses, according to police and court records. The punch knocked the woman to the ground. Arnold then stood over her and threatened to hit her again if she continued to refuse to give him the money.
Give me $10.
Arnold then got the woman a towel because she was bleeding. The woman went upstairs to see if her other tenant was home to see if he could help her. The tenant wasn't home, but when she came downstairs, Arnold was holding the keys to her van, according to police reports.
Now,
Swing him on his finger.
Your van.
The woman went to her room and tried to close the door, but Arnold blocked it, police reports say. He again demanded $10, and she again refused. Arnold pulled out a kitchen knife, grabbed the back of the woman's head, and thrust the knife towards her stomach, stopping inches before stabbing her, according to police. He left the room, and the woman locked her door. He returned a few minutes later and repeatedly pounded on the door while asking for the cash. Arnold eventually took the woman's van and drove away. The woman called 911 after Arnold left, police reports say. Arnold was
for $10. No.
Arnold was released from prison on June 26 after serving 8 years in prison for setting fire to his then-girlfriend's home on Colgate Avenue after fighting with her. His sentence was enhanced
Bad reaction.
because he had several other violent felony convictions since 1977, including for armed robbery and felonious assault. If you're going to go down, don't go down for $10. You know, go rob a Subway with a BB gun.
It's easier.
So last week we talked about that woman who got shot in North Ridgeville. This is a follow-up to that story. And it happens in North Ridgeville, Ohio. 2 Lorraine men are charged with shooting a woman inside of a car while she was on break from work. It's an optional drink. Christian Donovan Martinez, 20, who police say was the shooter, faces charges of attempted murder and felonious assault. North Ridgeville police said in a statement. He was arrested January 5th on an unrelated domestic violence warrant. Jonathan Demir Barnett, 21, the driver during the shooting, is facing charges of complicity to commit attempted murder and complicity to felonious assault, police said. Police arrested him Thursday. The 54-year-old woman was shot just before 12:30 p.m. January 4th on Bender Road at Taylor Parkway. The woman was working as a temporary employee at Invacare. Police are not aware of a connection between the woman and the 2 men. I still don't think that was just random, but okay.
There's no connection between the 2 of them other than the fact that those guys shot him. There's no connection.
I mean, you know, there's gang initiation stuff where they're like, you know, go kill or go shoot somebody and all that, but...
Cut their finger off.
Right
Back to me.
Yeah.
Or kill a homeless person.
Put an AIDS needle in that gas pump over there. But this is North Ridgeville. It's really not a place where there's gangs.
It's ghetto wannabe, though.
You know, right. But it's just, you're not going to really... I mean, maybe, but I mean, the odds of there being like a gang initiation, there's something else going on. We'll probably never hear about it. Cleveland, Ohio. An 18-year-old man died after being shot, in the chest Thursday while sitting in a stolen SUV in the city's Glenville neighborhood. Tayon Weber, who police initially said was 17 years old, I don't know why they wrote it like that, okay, died at University Hospitals. No arrests have been made in the shooting. Shooting happened about 9 p.m. Thursday on East 91st Drake Street and St. Clair Avenue, police said. Weber, a 16-year-old girl, and another teen were sitting inside an SUV that had been stolen at gunpoint on January 7th, according to police reports. Someone opened fire on the SUV, shooting Weber. No one else in the car was injured. The shooter and the other teen ran after the shooting, police said. Ran away. The 16-year-old girl ran a street over and called 911, according to police. Police found a fired bullet casing near the SUV, along with 2 gold-plated teeth grills, a cell phone, and a pair of bloody jeans, according to police reports. Oh, okay. On the ground, they found a bullet casing. It's like they're looking for evidence, and they're like, hey, look, there's a bullet casing, some gold teeth, a cell phone, and a pair of bloody jeans. What?
I think he was disintegrated.
Yeah, right.
I wonder if we can figure this out.
He just turned to ash all of a sudden.
We turned on the corner and all you heard was
It's fucking weird. The SUV, a 2014 Kia Sorento, was carjacked at gunpoint by 2 men on January 7th, according to police reports. The men ran up to the SUV about 6 p.m. as the owner of Grade A Auto Service on Carnegie Avenue in East 82nd Street was driving home from his car dealership after closing for the day, according to police reports. The Fairlawn man told police one of the men pointed a handgun at him and said, "Get out or I will shoot you," according to police reports. The man got out of the SUV, the robbers jumped in and sped off north on East 82nd Street. The SUV had the keys to about 200 other cars at the man's dealership. Wow, that sucks.
Because you keep all the keys in your car.
The man also reported a new propane tank and shoes were inside the store.
This gigantic gulag-sized fucking key ring. Like, hold on, I'll find the key. He's going through it. 200 keys. Nobody's fucking sees a thing. He finally gets finds a right. He's like, just take it.
Orange, Ohio. A resident reported January 7th that he just noticed 3 precision-drilled holes in the front of his garage that looked to be fairly recent. He added that the holes did not go all the way through the interior due to steel on the other side.
You know the way to steel, boy.
An officer said it appeared someone was trying to get into the garage, and special attention and extra patrols were ordered in the area. Drilling.
Ant-Man.
It's like all he's got is a drill to break in. He's like, how am I going to break in with this? We'll just drill like a bunch of holes until you can make a circle, and then we can kick it in and go through the circle. I don't think it's going to work because there's steel behind. Who has steel behind their garage door? Jesus. Yeah, no, I know. If you're out, but I mean, it's really heavy, man. Gotta open it. Probably got like a crack dealing den in there. It's like someone's trying to break into my crack dealing place, man.
Cops over here.
Chagrin Falls. Drink.
Because
A woman called dispatch 3 p.m. January 7th after having second thoughts about soaking a commercial chemical log with gasoline and placing it in her fireplace. She got like one of them fire logs and soaked it in gasoline and then put it in her fireplace.
Because it would be better.
She was not sure she should light it on fire. She was advised to leave the room until the firefighters could arrive and remove it. That's ridiculous. Why would she soak it in gasoline? Fuck.
Because these people are stupid. That's all I got.
This is Shaker Heights, which is immediately a drink. At 9 p.m., January 10th, a University Heights woman, 90 years old, reported that a man pushed her, stole her purse and keys, then her car. I don't know if that's a bad thing. I don't know if she should be driving around at 90 years of age. I mean, maybe. It just doesn't sound like maybe he was doing us all a favor.
He's doing a public service.
The incident took place at a parking lot in the 20,000 block of Van Aken Boulevard. No injuries were reported. We pushed her down. He probably just like lightly tapped her.
The wind could have broken her shoulder for all we care. For all we know. Old people, you know.
Akron, Ohio. An Elyria woman was robbed and choked by a man she met through an online dating service, police say. Don Cease, no.
I bet you that wasn't in his profile.
Yeah. Well, you never know. Do you like choking? Because some people are into that. The robbery happened about 2 a.m. Thursday on Schiller Avenue near East Talmadge Avenue. Akron Police Lieutenant Rick Edwards said the woman did not suffer serious injuries in the robbery. Police report from Akron did not specify which online dating service the women used to meet the man. The 26-year-old woman told police that she drove to Akron to meet the man. According to a police report, she parked her car in the street and walked up to a porch. The man came from behind the home and asked her to walk down the driveway with him. Alright, that's when you leave. First of all, if you're a woman, you shouldn't be going to his place in the first place. Like, that's just a really bad idea.
I was going to talk about, like, someone who doesn't get in line. Like, you have to drive 30 miles. Because if you're really somebody I think has a chance, you'll come to my house.
Yeah.
And he's just like, he says he doesn't do it.
I think you should meet in a public place all the time first. Because you don't even know what you're running into, man. People lie on those things. Like, all the time. Just go meet in public. And then if you can see them because you arrive after them, you can just drive away if you're not attracted to them. No. He choked the woman and demanded her car keys, cell phone, and wallet. The man used her car keys to search the inside of her car for more items. He ran east through the backyards of homes. The woman told police he was wearing a gray jogging suit and goes by the name Josh. I'm sure that's right. Oh. No arrests have been made. Akron, Ohio. An Akron man who handcuffed children and posed as a police officer while running a fake Scared Straight program pleaded guilty Thursday to dozens of criminal charges, prosecutors said. Christopher S. Hendon, 26, pleaded guilty to 31 charges related to the fake Scared Straight program. The charges are related to incidents that took place March 29th to April 6, 2017. At 2 Akron schools and the Summit County Juvenile Justice Center, the Summit County Prosecutor's Office said in a news release. Hendon pleaded guilty to 7 counts of kidnapping, 6 counts of abduction, 15 counts of impersonating a police officer, and 3 counts of illegal conveyance of a weapon into a school, prosecutors said. An additional 28 charges were dropped in exchange for his guilty plea. So we got one charge here that you didn't wipe your ass when you were taking a shit in the juvenile thing. We're going to let that one go. You were going to have shoes on. So no shoes, no shirt, no service, and you demanded service. We're going to have to let that one go. Judge Christy Croce will sentence Hendon on March 7th in Summit County Common Pleas Court. Hendon wore a tactical gear and carried a gun while running the fake Scared Straight program. But he is not a certified police officer, prosecutor said. So he was like selling himself to like these, like the county courthouse and the juvenile detention center as a police officer who teaches Scared Straight, and it was completely made up bullshit. Like, and nobody even figured that out. They're like, oh, you're from Scared Straight? Great, come on in. Scare the shit out of these kids. We won't do any background on you. The investigation began when Hendon tried to bring a handcuffed child into the Summit County Courthouse on April 6th. Summit County. Okay, everybody. He's with me. Yeah, I'm Scared Straight.
Well, this guy's rocking along on his own fucking groove. He's totally thinking he's this guy.
Right, right.
And then he actually shows up in a real law enforcement place. At what point did it just like occur to him that maybe
probably because he had a kid on a handcuff on his arm.
Yeah, like when you walk into places like that was the moment where you're like
Summit County Sheriff's Office said investigators later discovered Hendon tried to enter a courthouse with a handcuffed child at least 4 times. So it was like the 5th time, I guess, where he came in. Like, yeah, this guy looks suspicious. So he keeps trying to get into the courthouse. Hendon once tried to bring a child into the Summit County Jail, and he twice handcuffed children while posing as a police officer at Akron schools, detectives and prosecutors said. Hendon handcuffed, threatened, and assaulted several students at the schools. Investigators seized weapons, handcuffs, law enforcement equipment, and police insignias when they searched Hendon's home April 24th, 2017. And finally, Elyria, Ohio.
Another wannabe ghetto.
A 44-year-old man bit off part of a state highway patrol trooper's ear during a scuffle along a Lorain County highway, court records say. Cornelius Carey Jr. faces a felonious assault charge in the incident that happened at 7:15 a.m.
Got a lot of shit. Cornelius from Planet of the Apes? It's over.
On Diagonal Road, just north of Biggs Road, highway patrol said.
I never heard that. That's out by Sophie.
Prosecutors requested that. That's my, maybe this is Julie's boyfriend. Prosecutors requested that Carey undergo tests for communicable diseases. Elyria Municipal Court records say. Carey was ordered Thursday to be taken to a medical facility for a full blood screening. Elyria Municipal Court Judge Gary Bennett is expected to review the results of the test, which will remain sealed from the public due to privacy laws. Carey is scheduled for a preliminary hearing at 2 p.m. January 22nd. A woman called the Lorain County Sheriff's Office about 6:45 a.m. and said Carey appeared drunk and was walking in the road. According to a 911 call, she told a dispatcher she was afraid he would get hit by a car. The trooper, identified as Lance Deshuk, found Carey about 7:15 a.m.
Oh, he sounds like a dick.
Carey got confrontational and struck Deshuk in the face. Another woman called the sheriff's office and said she witnessed Carey and Deshuk wrestling in the middle of the road.
Oh, man.
Additional officers arrived several minutes later to help the trooper. They're all
loud yelling. Remember when we were going to the Big Egg the one time, dude, and we went on the corner to like this big fight, like 20 guys. It was like broad daylight. It was like 20 guys all fighting. We were like, no, we're not.
I guess I vaguely remember that. Yeah,
It was crazy.
the Big Egg was in a very bad area.
Yeah.
Not a horrible area, but
Yeah, I mean, right, but
Lakewood.
you're taking your risks.
Yeah.
Big Egg's not in Lakewood.
It's not in Lakewood. It's more. It was more east than Lakewood.
It's not Detroit.
Well, that Detroit goes further than.
It's not east. It's not more east than 25th.
Yeah, Lakewood ends at 117th.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying.
Whatever. Hey, whatever, man.
Just saying. It's Cleveland. Third caller said Carey put Deshuk in a chokehold, but Deshuk later got him under control and in handcuffs without an ear. Court records say Deshuk was hospitalized and awaiting immediate surgery, but his condition was not immediately available Thursday afternoon. Well, that sucks for him, but at least he restrained himself and didn't shoot that guy, because, he could have...
Mister,
he could have.
I am going to shoot you in your face.
Could have just shot that guy, been like, look, man,
He went to attack him. He just kept slapping him. And the guy kept hitting. He goes, stop it.
chomped
Back up and slapping him.
chomp my ear off, I'm going to shoot you if I have a gun. It's just going to be the end of you. Because, I mean, I'm not, I don't care about your rights anymore. You took my ear. Take any of my body parts, I'm coming for you. Unless I voluntarily give them up for surgery or something.
I mean, you got to.
Yeah.
For my body parts.
If I have to eat myself, because I'm a cannibal or something. Very hungry. I'm going to eat my ear.
So good. It's all rubbery. You're trying to eat it.
Delicious.
Stop it. That's my ear. You watch your ear go down somebody's throat. What's wrong with you?
Jesus, God in heaven.
Help the Lord.
So,
You guys watching any good television shows or anything?
I mentioned that earlier, so I'll mention that again.
Nothing you guys care about.
Started watching that Dark Mirror everybody talks about. It's kind of like a Twilight Zone thing. It's kind of
That's
like...
what I heard. It's like, it's one of those shows that you could put on any episode in any season. It doesn't really matter.
Right.
It's just got that,
They're all standalone.
yeah.
It doesn't have like a twist exactly like Twilight Zone does, but but they're all weird. It's pretty good. I mean, somebody will write in and tell me it's horrible, but whatever. I find it entertaining.
Well, you can't be right.
I watch so much garbage that if something's even mildly good for me, I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. 'Cause I'm watching so many bad movies lately. Well, John Wick 2 was good, I like that. And I watched Get Out, I thought that was good.
I already mentioned Batman versus Superman.
Yeah, it was no good. And Brian gave up. Brian was like, I'm done with this show. Hang it up.
And then you don't watch like if you're talking like regular TV shows.
Yeah.
That Better Late Than Never with Henry Winkler.
Yeah, you like that?
Oh my god, I just think it's funny. Just watching all because it's Shatner. Shatner's in it. Henry Winkler and Terry Bradshaw and stuff. It's just funny watching them all. Because Shatner's always like, oh, look at here. This wall was built in 1687. And we're just like, oh, shut up, Shatner. They don't care. It's like, we don't care what you think. You know it all.
It's so weird. Shatner's really old, and right, and that's cool. No, I got no problem with any of that. I'm just saying, it's like, what I think's weird about it is like, if I got to that age, I'm done. I'm not working anymore, man. I'm taking it easy and just.
How can you though, it's Shatner?
Do stuff. There's lots of people like that, that just keep working, and I guess it's okay. I mean, you're making money, but I mean, I don't know what the attraction is at that point. Maybe you're just bored. You're like, I've done everything. I guess I'll just go back to work. I guess that's what I'll do. 'Cause I'm done. I hit 65 or whatever it is when I have to retire. I'm out.
You can rest.
Not doing that shit anymore. I mean, hobbies. Maybe if it's like a hobby or something.
I was gonna say, what about the Curse of Oak Island? You can watch that, dude.
I have cable now. I could watch it. Is it back on again?
Yeah, that's just been stupid and boring. It's just, ugh.
Well, I know. It's never been good. There's a hole in the ground, and they make a whole show about a hole in the ground. It's the most ridiculous thing ever.
There's a treasure down there. Look at this piece of pottery I found.
It was like fucking when Geraldo was trying to find
Al Capone's vault.
Yeah, it was so good.
Dude, I watched that for 2 hours. And I was like, this is going to be awesome. And they're like, here's an old bottle. And
they dragged it out, dude. It was fucking glorious. I just fucking hung in there like, I know they're not going to find shit, but they could.
Here's a piece of paper. What does that say? Ha ha.
Yeah. It's like playing one of Larry's role-playing games. You guys be acting like there's nothing. All that for nothing.
Did that for nothing?
Yeah, that was. They should have just. They should have just stuck something in there to lie about it.
Well, it's not Storage Wars.
We found some guns in there or something. Ooh. All right, well, that's it for the show. We will be back next week, and Larry will join us then. He's doing something with his daughter this evening, so he wasn't able to attend. VideoGameNews.com for further information. And you can write into the show whatever you want at VideoGameNews.com. And that's it. Good night.
Peace.
Brian already left.
Tell me. Tuesdays at 11.
He's
too late.
He's had enough.